do you want to start off with talking about the wedding you just did? It looks so
Yes.
pretty.
Oh, it was so pretty. So I second shot this past weekend for a backyard wedding, residential wedding in
love it.
Highland Park, Texas, which is just so stunning. And the house really reminded me of my New York wedding that we had
Yes.
last fall. It was like the same style of house. So it was so beautiful, and it didn't rain. We thought it was going to rain. It rained in the morning a lot,
Okay.
but then it cleared up.
Okay, that's good.
So
Did it get sunny at all?
After like for cocktail hour, the sun came out.
Ooh, okay. That's
Yeah.
always good.
But I wanted to talk about, I met one of the caterers
Okay.
and this sweet older lady. I think she's probably like in her like 60s.
Okay.
And she asked like if I was shooting film, and I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, that's so cool. I used to shoot Holga.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh, the Holga 120N? She was like, yeah, like the toy camera. I was like, okay, yeah. Listen, this lady, she is an icon.
Oh, really?
She had a whole photography career. She would like speak at workshops. She has a book published.
What?
And like she just shot on Holga.
Oh my gosh. Wait,
Like,
that's incredible.
yeah, like
Wait,
black and
wow.
white film.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yes. And so,
I love when people tell me their story.
I know. I was like, wow. Like, what are the odds I just run into you at this wedding and you're like a caterer? And she's like, yeah, I just do like this on the side now just to keep me busy. But yeah, I looked up her book and it's like all black and white film taken on Holga. And yeah, it was just so inspiring. She like was like, her career was like in the 90s.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just so inspiring to listen to her talk about like just her career and everything.
Well, and also just like you don't have to stay with one thing all the time if you don't feel like it. Like that's really cool. I love when women just talk about their life and like what they did, and I think that's so cool that she was just like Holga. Like that's so like kind of niche.
She was
almost
so successful and like was like a top like industry leader, but she literally like just used a toy camera.
Crazy.
Which is crazy.
No, that's amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like, I feel like people are going to be like when we're older, it's going to be like iPhone photography, like something in that nature where it's like, it's not like what you would consider real photography, but it's still an art form. Like no matter what it is, like even if it's just Holga, like I know some photographers would be like, oh my gosh, it's just a point and shoot. But like there's other things that go into photography, like composition, lighting, the way you see the world.
Yes, I wanted you to show my favorite photo of hers. I put it in the notes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
This is at the Museum of Fine Arts in Houston.
Oh my gosh, no way. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, she's literally a legend.
Wow. Yeah.
She never did weddings. She just was like a photojournalist.
Okay. I mean, amazing. That's still really, really cool. I love meeting like photographers from different industries and like what they end up doing and how they get into things. Like that one WIPA event that we went to where he was like the president for the president. He was the photographer for the president and then ended up in weddings, and it was just like a really cool journey to see that, because I don't know, it's just like cool that you know we maybe don't have to do weddings for our entire life. Like we could always shift into something else or do something else, and I just think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I love her so much.
Oh my gosh.
That was the highlight of my month.
No, I love it. And the wedding looked really, really pretty.
It was so pretty. It was like my ideal wedding.
Ugh, I know. It looked really, really gorgeous. Especially a backyard wedding. Love it. And you just posted one too. That was really pretty too.
Backyard wedding. Yeah. I got in the fall.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that one was really, really pretty too. Oh my gosh, all these backyard weddings. So pretty. Like you can really, oh my gosh, they just really look so good.
Yeah.
And it's such your style, so I can't wait to see more.
Well, what I liked about this wedding was they had the couple and the officiant standing in the front, and then they had a few chairs where their family and wedding party sat. And so all the guests were surrounded. They stood surrounding them.
Oh, okay.
So it really felt cozy and intimate.
Yes.
I really loved it.
Yeah, no, it looked really good. And the colors were so pretty. Like, I really do love a cloudy day.
I know.
I do. Oh, well, and it's also just been so cloudy and rainy in DFW. It's like, well, we kind of have to work with it. Yeah. I can't do much about that. But I'm glad it didn't rain because we've been having that issue.
I know.
At my wedding, so whatever. It's fine. But yeah, I'm glad you had a good weekend.
Yeah.
What else did you do or want to talk about?
Well, let me check my notes. I know we're going to talk about Gen Z.
Yes, that's coming up.
Oh, well, maybe we can talk about this after we talk about Gen Z, because last week on the podcast, I was talking about some mistakes I had made, like on a consultation call. And I feel like after learning all this information about Gen Z, I'm going to change a few things.
Oh, okay. Yes. No, I do love that. The only other thing I had before we get into that was just like, it's it's about Instagram and just posting, but I was just like, oh my gosh. I posted and I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna gag the girls. Like it's gonna be like such a good post. Like I love all the photos and the caption and everything. And then it flops. And you're just like, oh, okay, I guess it wasn't that great, but it's just like one of those moments where you're just so humbled because it's just like, oh, okay, I shouldn't get like 10 likes if I have almost 5,000 followers, but sometimes it just happens and you just got to live with it and be okay with it. Like I'm okay with it. It was just like one of those moments where you're like, oh my God, this is going to do so good. Like I'm so ready to click post on this. And then it gets like 2 likes and you're like, okay, cool.
I really noticed the only posts that perform well for me is if like I'm collaborating with someone else.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I totally feel that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it makes sense. It's fine. Like I'm just now getting back into posting a lot, so it's going to take a while for the algorithm to really show my stuff to people, and I understand that, but it's just like so funny sometimes where you're just like, "Oh my God, this is going to gag the girls. It's going to be the best post ever." And
when I saw it,
I know, but I mean, that's what we do for each other. We just like each other's posts, and it's just funny because it's just like, oh, wow, that really humbles you fast because you're just like, oh, okay, 2 people saw this. That's fine. But again, it's like I've always known this where it's like not every post is going to go viral. It's rare that photographers go viral, and that's not really the point of posting on social media anyways.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like one of those things where you just got to be like humbled and just move on.
Yes, for sure.
It's fine. So that was just a funny thing that happened to me recently where I was just like, dang, wow, I didn't expect
the one
that
that
one.
You
but
just posted?
Yes.
But you got a lot of comments on it.
Yeah, I mean, I got a few comments, but like likes and views was not there. And maybe because I posted at a weird time, but I mean, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But it was just one of those where I was like, oh my God, this is going to be such a good post. And then I got like 10 likes.
Well, I think the post is really good.
So no, it is.
Whenever someone comes across it, they're going to be
exactly,
gagged.
exactly. Yeah. And that's why I wanted to talk about it, because it's like y'all just have to remember that not every post is going to be like the greatest thing ever, or it might be to you and it might be like some of your best photos, but sometimes it just doesn't reach the right people, and that's okay. Like,
yeah,
you'll be okay. Like, just continue on with your life. Don't make it about you or make it personal, or like the algorithm hates you. And you know, those spirals that people go down with social media, like it really isn't personal. Like, just move on. No. The next post might be your win. So don't stop posting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just really funny. So I wanted to share that. But yeah, I guess now we can get into what we wanted to talk about, and just, yeah, let me pull my laptop out. You know, it's going to be a good episode, good educational episode when I pull my laptop out. Yes. So we'll get into what we wanted to talk about today. So a couple episodes ago, Miranda brought up Gen Z, like how they're buying, how they're different from millennials and all of that. And ever since then, I literally have not stopped thinking about it, because I was like, we really do need to do like more research about how they're buying and everything. If you have clients, like, this is the conversation for you. So I thought we were just going to have like a casual conversation last week about consult calls. But after that episode, I was like, wait, I actually kind of want to go a little bit deeper into this. And it's like, why do some inquiries convert so easily and others just kind of disappear? Like, it's the same work, same pricing, same experience, and one person books instantly and one person ghosts. And the more I looked into it, the more I realized it almost has nothing to do with your photography. It has everything to do with your process. And to understand that, you have to understand who you're actually selling to right now. And so, Miranda, I want you to go first because your research is literally the foundation for everything that I'm about to say.
Okay.
So,
yeah. So let me just talk about who we're even talking about.
yes.
Gen Z. Because I feel like as a millennial, like on the cusp of Gen Z and being a millennial, it's like, oh, Gen Z, are they even like a different group of people than me?
Yes.
And so I never really like paid attention to like all the Gen Z talk.
Yeah, we're like older Gen Z if we were to be in that Gen Z world.
Yeah. So also I wanted to say Gen Z are people who were born between 1997 and 2012.
Okay.
So I was born 1995. So I'm like right
Yeah,
around there.
I was 1996.
Yes.
So I'm like, I barely made the cutoff.
Yeah. So that means like the oldest Gen Z people are 28. So that's kind of old.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like they're just like teenagers.
They're in our age range.
Yes.
Like we would be friends with them.
Yes. And I feel like for a lot of people, especially in the South, like that's like older clients that are getting married, which sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
But a lot of people in the South get married when they're like 22.
Yes,
23.
yes.
And so that's like a majority of people getting married. And I also wanted to say, like, I got a bunch of this research information, and most of these studies were done in 2024. So that was 2 years ago. So now, 2026 and beyond, this is just like being more and more prevalent. So according to a study, actually, no, this is according to the Knot. In 2024, 1 in 3 couples were Gen Z. So, and by 2025, 40% were Gen Z. And that number is obviously only going up.
Yeah. Crazy.
So it's like, this is like a reality.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the times you can get stuck into how you do things and not grow.
And not want to change.
Yeah. And so that's why this interested me in being like, how is Gen Z, booking and how are they being sold to? Because what was working 10 years ago is not working anymore.
I mean, even just like 5 years ago.
Yeah. And I just like don't want to get left behind.
Yeah.
And so that's what sparked this whole conversation.
Yes. I know. Well, and it's also, like you don't want to get left behind and you don't want to be the person that doesn't want to change. Like, I just think that's annoying. Like you don't want to change your process at all. Then you're going to be left behind, and then you're going to be the one complaining on Reddit that you're not getting any bookings because you haven't changed your process. Like your photography might be amazing. You have 20 years of experience, all of this stuff, but like the process is going to make or break you. The whole experience is going to make or break you. Like it's not just photography. It's your whole experience. Like this is, photos aren't going to sell anymore. Like everyone's a photographer these days. So it's your experience, your brand, your photos all packaged together. That's what you have to sell.
Yeah. And it's because we're a service-based industry.
Yeah.
So we have to think about our service.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not just, a product that I can just click and buy.
Yeah, exactly.
So then I was looking into how is Gen Z like actually finding their wedding vendors or their photographers. Gen Z is showing up to inquiry calls more prepared than ever because of things like ChatGPT, where they're using it to draft timelines or compare pricing to different competitors and generate questions to ask you. Like they're just so prepared. They're not just like, not to shade on millennials, but they're not just like aloof, like, oh, let me just book a photographer. Like, no, they're doing their research.
Yes. They want to know who they're booking.
Yes. And they aren't arriving as like that cold audience anymore, which I feel like in the past,
you've had to deal with more of like a cold audience. Like they don't really know who you are, what you do. They're just kind of like, oh, okay, let me just inquire.
Right. Or Gen Z is like, no, they know everything about you. They've stalked you everywhere. So they're almost like, when they are inquiring, they're like pretty hot. Like they're ready to be converted. They're ready to be sold to. And the biggest barrier that they are facing right now is pricing transparency, which I've heard a lot of talk about. Even like in the past 5 years, it's been something where it's like, do we have our prices on a website or do we not? But now it's just like the standard. Like if you are not transparent with your pricing, then people aren't going to reach out to you.
Yes.
Which I think is a big mindset hurdle to get over for people who have been doing something a certain way for the past 10 years.
Forever. Yeah, I know. Well, I feel like even when I first started, that's always been a thing that's talked about. Like, do you show pricing? Do you not? Like, it's always been one of those like controversial things, but it's really like,
so
we just have to like, well, with this like research and stats and everything, it's kind of like there's proof now. Like they don't want like to get on a call and learn pricing on the call. Like they just want to know up front, even if it's like starting prices on the website. And so, things are changing. And I think you're right about like, they just want the information up front.
Yes, especially because they're doing all this research anyways. Like they don't want to like, they're researching. They want to know your prices. They don't want to have to jump through loops to find that. Something else that Gen Z is doing is they need like 10 or more touch points before reaching out, before they'll even like contact vendors. Whereas like a millennial would have been like, saw your Instagram, inquired.
Yes.
Whereas Gen Z is like, no, they need to like be warned.
Follow you, see what you're posting, look at your stories, look at your reels, see how you're working. It's
so if all of your information is hidden in your price guide where they have to reach out to you, like
you've already lost them.
And then another thing is like the topic of ghosting. For Gen Z, ghosting is really like how they operate because they're not being rude. They're just like quietly comparing their choices. And the photographers who don't make it easy, they don't feel the need to follow up.
Yep. And I have so much more about that actually. So everything you just covered, like the stats, how many Gen Z couples there are now, how they're showing up, I feel like the missing piece is like, why? Like, why do they ghost? Why does a phone call feel like such a big ask to them? Why are they showing up knowing so much already? Because once you understand that part, then everything starts to click. And honestly, last episode was kind of a perfect, like, real-time example of this, because what was so interesting about last week is we're doing like pretty similar things. We both send pricing up front. Neither of us are like gatekeeping anything. You just add the extra step of like, they can either hop on a call or fill out the form so you can really customize things before you send a proposal. And me, I'm like, okay, let's just get on the call and figure it out. So we have the same end goal. It's just like a slightly different path. But what I kept thinking about was like, if all the research is saying Gen Z doesn't want to get on calls, why are we both still getting on calls with people? Like, why is it working? And what I landed on is the call isn't dying. It's just a very specific like version of it. The version where the call is required before they know anything about you, before they've seen prices, before they've built any trust with you, that version is losing clients.
Yeah.
Where they don't know anything up front and you're expecting them to get on a call when they don't trust you yet, you're losing them right there.
Yeah.
But a call they choose to get on after they already feel good about you, that's what works really well. And I think both of our processes kind of prove that point. We're just doing it like a little bit differently.
Yeah.
So did you want to talk about like what you changed up really quick or?
Well, let's talk about the phone call problem because I have some stats to
figure
out why they don't even want to get on a phone call.
Okay. Well, actually, before we get into that, I also wanted to dig a little bit deeper on the 10 plus touch points because I don't think people realize what's actually happening during that time. Like they're not just casually scrolling your feed. They're doing research. They're on your Instagram, your website, probably comparing you to other photographers. Some of them are literally using AI to figure out what questions to ask you. They're sending your work to their partner, their friends, the group chat. And by the time they reach out, they basically have already decided how they feel about you. So when they finally inquire, your job really isn't to convince them anymore. It's just to confirm that they were right about you.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was like kind of like, I wanted to expand a little bit more on like the 10 plus touch points because some people may not know what that means. And so, yeah, it's just about like they're doing their research. Like they're not just going in blind. And so that call is to like reaffirm them basically.
Yeah.
And just to like whatever through even if it's through email, like you're just reaffirming everything that they want to hear from you and make sure that they're booking the right photographer for them.
And that's why if all you're doing is posting a pretty photo on your Instagram, they don't have 10 touch points to go through.
Mhm.
That's one touch point.
Yeah.
Their first impression of your work. Like
Yes.
that's why making, as much as we hate it, talking to the camera videos, like those are touch
showing
points.
your personality.
Yeah.
That's why people are doing behind the scenes type of
Mhm.
like video content. And it's because of this reason they need those touch points before they even like inquire with you.
Yeah.
Which is so important because it's like that's why social media is just so nice because it's free and then you can show all of this and then people want to book you.
Yeah.
And you can reach so many people from like all over the world. You never know who's watching. Like celebrities are on Instagram, regular people are on Instagram. Like you never know who's going to see your video, your reel, your photography work. And so it's just, I don't know. It's just why demonize social media.
Yeah.
I feel like we're always talking about that, but it's true. And like this is the reason why. Like if you're not getting bookings, then maybe you need that like 10 touch point thing where it's like, yes, they're researching your social media.
Yeah.
So
and like side note, like the reason why we're talking about this is because like I feel like I said at the beginning, Gen Z in my mind was like in the back of my mind, like, oh, like that'll happen in like 5 years. No, this is like everyone getting married now.
Yeah.
Unless like you are targeting specifically older couples. Like
Yes.
Gen Z is here.
Yeah.
And so that's why.
Yeah, they're getting married, they're getting pregnant, they're having kids. Like it's all happening.
It's happening.
Regardless of what type of like photography you do, this is gonna like help for sure. And then the ghosting thing, I feel like we all take that so personally, and I get it because it does hurt whenever people ghost you. But the more I looked into it, the more I realized that they really that's just really how they shop. They reach out to a few people, sit with it, compare quietly, and then they move forward with whoever felt the easiest.
Mhm.
There's another layer to it that I think is really important, is that a lot of Gen Z is genuinely like financially anxious right now. Something like 69% of them are living paycheck to paycheck as of 2025. So when they're making a big decision like hiring a photographer, it's not just which one do I like more, it's also can I actually justify this. So sometimes ghosting isn't even about you at all. It's them trying to figure out if they feel safe enough to make that call. And the photographer who makes it the easiest, the clearest, and the least overwhelming, that's usually who wins.
Yeah.
So
it's just creating safety in a different way.
Yeah, exactly.
So to go back to the phone call problem, a 2024 YouSwitch survey found that 1/4 of 18 to 34-year-olds never pick up phone calls. And like, I'm one of those people.
Same. Put me in that stat.
And 61% of that age group prefers to receive a message rather than an audio call. And over half of 18 to 24-year-olds think that like an out of a blue conversation or phone call means bad news.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're already associating a phone call with bad news, like obviously they have anxiety about getting on the phone.
Yes.
Another 2024 study found that 61% of Gen Z prefer text-based communication in nearly all scenarios.
Wow.
And that it's anxiety-induced because they grew up instant messaging, so they find phone calls jarring because they didn't have enough Well, this was interesting. They feel like it's jarring because they don't have enough time to think about what they want to say.
Yes.
So, like, when you're texting, you have all the time in the world.
Yes.
And you can come to the conversation prepared, have your questions, and know what you want to say. And I feel like that is a real anxiety that just is induced by the way that generation grew up. So, yeah, another reason why people might not like phone calls.
Yes.
And then 60% of Gen Z wants to use text to stay in touch with a brand, and they'll choose a vendor over you because of that communication style, which I just thought was another crazy reason why I think people go up in arms about if someone DMs you or not. Like, people who have in their bio, you can't DM me, you have to go through my
do not
contact
DM.
form.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, literally more than half the population doesn't want to do that.
Wants to DM instead of like go to your website. And it's just like the old school way of thinking where it's like, and you can, in the DM, like, you can just tell them to go to your website and inquire. Like, it's really not that hard. So you're already kind of like not making it easy for them to inquire with you, because literally the first few, like, the first impression is like, do not DM me, like, in your bio. And it's like, okay, then never mind. Like, oh my gosh, I just had one question. Like, I don't want to send in a whole information thing for you to say, no, I'm not, like, I'm booked on that day. So it's like, why make it hard for people to inquire with you? And I understand, like, having your boundaries and doing all that, but it's really like,
but
you just have to like keep up with it. Like, you own a business. Like, I guess you can do that, but it's just like one of those things where it's like you're just keeping people out of your inbox, and it's just like, for what reason?
I would like actually question, if you have that boundary, why do you have that boundary? Because if
like, you're getting that many inquiries, like, through a DM, like,
if you're not,
what do you want to get inquiries? Like, that's the confusing part too. I've always thought that, like, I've always thought that was weird. Even before we did this research, we talked about it one time, where it's just like, why have that in your bio? You're just like wasting precious, like, real estate on your Instagram. And it's just like, it feels like, okay, geez, like, oh my gosh, I haven't even gotten to that part and you're already like, do not DM me.
It's very like, it creates a barrier where it's like, oh, I don't know, like, they think they're better than me, I can't just like text them.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah.
That's a thing you should leave in the past if that's in your bio. Take it out right now.
Yes. Like, get the inquiries, like,
no matter where they come from.
Yes, no matter where they come from. Like, that's always been so wild to me. I'm like, you don't want inquiries? Like, meet people where they're at.
Yes.
And it'll make things so much easier. It really will. Like, it really will.
Because,
and of course, you don't have to text them. Like, if you really don't want to text them, that's fine.
But DMs,
yeah, like, their first, like, impression of you, and you don't want them to send you a DM. Like, that's a little wild to me.
It's like, okay, well then what are your DMs for?
Yeah,
like,
no, literally. Yeah. Why do you even have a social media page?
Yeah.
If not for
are you
inquiries.
Just reserving your DMs for memes that you send to your friends?
Yeah.
Like, this is your business
like,
page.
Open it up. Open it up. Yes, exactly.
And then, like, some of Gen Z values that are like shaping how they choose their vendors. Gen Z couples prioritize transparency, pricing, sustainability, inclusivity, and lightning fast communication. Which is like another thing that people have boundaries about. Like, well, I'm not going to respond unless it's in my office hours. Okay, well, someone else who just responded immediately is going to get booked.
Yes, because it's the process. You're trying to make the process as easy and flexible as possible. We're not saying, like, you have to be at your computer at midnight every single night to answer your emails.
If you want the client bad enough, you will.
Well, that too, where it's just like, you can, but it's like someone's gonna, take that client from you because their process is so much easier. And like that 48-hour wait time or whatever, like, by that time they're already booked another photographer.
Well, Gen Z doesn't have the concept of a 48-hour wait time because they grew up
with everything instant.
Everything, especially AI, is instant. So they can't really comprehend why you couldn't be instant too.
Yes, exactly. Because it's like everyone's on their phone. They're always checking their emails. And again, this isn't to be like, you have to be on your phone like all day, every day, checking your inquiries, responding 2 minutes after they respond. Like, that's not really what we're trying to say, but it's like that initial inquiry, like that's pretty important to them, where it's like they need an answer pretty fast.
Even if it's just like, if you send an email or a text saying, hey, I just got your inquiry. I'm not at my computer right now, but I'll get back to you like whenever I sit down next.
Exactly.
Like, they just want to be like seen. So 80% of Gen Z will use social media to speak directly to brands for inquiries. They value personalized responses and personalized content. So like, for example, your pricing guides and proposals, they need to be highly personalized. Like, they can tell if it's just a template that you send to everyone else. So that is another thing that I feel like a lot of us need to change.
Yeah, just personalizing more things, like
emails. They really value that. Like, they really do. And then also they value when people don't gatekeep information. So again, it's just being transparent with your pricing.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. And Miranda shared the stats on like phone anxiety, but I think the bigger thing is what a call actually represents now. It doesn't feel like connection first. It feels like pressure. Like, okay, now I have to respond in real time. Now I have to make a decision. Now I have to give this person my time before I even know if this is in my budget. And that's the problem that I was talking about earlier. Being asked to get on a call before they have any real information feels like a commitment asked before trust is even built.
Yeah.
And there's actually a documented reason why calls feel so high stakes for this generation specifically. And psychologists have traced it to the fact that Gen Z, the only things that get communicated by phone instead of text are things that can't wait. So their nervous system has literally been conditioned to associate an unexpected call with bad news. Yeah. And so the call is not the problem, the timing is. The call helps when trust is already started, when they've seen your work, they understand your pricing, they gotten a feel for your personality. A call hurts when it's the toll booth, when it's the thing they have to get through before they can find out if they can even afford you. And I think it's worth asking yourself honestly, is the call in my process something they want to get on or something they feel like they have to get through?
Yes. And I think a lot of old being like 5 years old, business information and like advice from all of the business gurus is just get them on a call and then you can sell to them.
Yes.
Get them on a call. But what you're saying is with this generation, it doesn't work. And so
they don't like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's going to kill your bookings if you have no pricing up front because they're just not going to want to get on the call.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because when we first started, I feel like that was like what was considered luxury. It's like you don't say any pricing, you sell them on the call. Like, this is going to be like how you do it and this is what everyone does, so you need to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you don't have to. And also, they don't want that.
They don't want
it. So yeah, it was just like, it's just crazy, like reading all this and being like, oh my gosh, yes, there's a reason for these things and why it works and how they're being sold to by literally any industry too. So what Miranda ran into last week with her client who filled out the form, got the proposal, and then asked for a call before signing, that wasn't a sales call, that was a confirmation call. And those are two completely different things. The selling was already done, the questions were answered. Her only job walking into that call was to make the client feel like they've already made the right decision. And what the call actually is, it's not repeating the form question. It's not re-explaining packages. It's not selling. It's vibe. It's reassurance. It's energy. It's basically like, you made the right choice. Here's what's working with me is actually going to feel like. And so something like, I feel like we've already gotten to know each other pretty well through the form and email, so I don't want to repeat everything. I'd love to just walk through your day a little bit more and make sure you're feeling good. And then that one sentence like changes the energy of the call. And you just have to name the next step clearly and warmly and then stop talking. Like, I'm so excited about your day. I'll send over the contract and invoice. And once that's signed, we'll be officially locked in. Then let there be silence. The awkwardness that Miranda felt was probably her trying to extend the call that was already finished.
Yeah.
Which is my problem too, which is why I was like, oh my gosh, this all kind of like just makes sense where it's like, and we already kind of knew it was more like a confirmation call, but it's just one of those things where like, we don't have to extend it. Like, we don't have to make it like, we don't have to make it a 30-minute call. Like, it could literally be a 5 to 10-minute call, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And I think we're so stuck in the mindset of like, we have to get on a call that has to be like 30 minutes, or like it has to be like a certain type of call, when it literally doesn't have to be that way. So Miranda's spontaneous call with her second client that week, the one that just flowed, that was basically a confirmation call too, no script. It was totally natural. And the structure really isn't the problem. The problem is not knowing that you're allowed to let it be short.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is so funny because I also am like so rambly and I don't ever really know when to end the call, but that's like a good learning lesson for us both. It's just like, it's okay if the call's like 10 minutes. Like, it really doesn't need to extend that much. Like, they already have the information. You have their information. Like, let's just talk through what the day's going to look like and make sure you're feeling good about it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. And like you said, it's like with the timing of that kind of call being the end.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, more of a vibe check. And yeah, I just wish I would have known all of that last week.
I know. But thank God we're learning, so we don't have to make the same mistake twice.
Right.
And we know all this information. So I think it'll be easier for all of us to book with all of this information too. And we talked about this a little bit last week, but I wanted to bring it to this podcast too, this podcast episode. And this is about the buyer types, because it's not even just like Gen Z versus millennials. It's about how that specific person makes a decision, because even Gen Z, like, they all make different choices and are completely different buyers. So you can have two Gen Z clients who behave completely differently in your inbox. And if you're treating them the same, you're losing one of them. So there's basically 4 different buyer types. The first one, the emotional buyer, they already love you before they even reach out. They care about connection, your energy, how you're making them feel on the day. And what loses them is generic responses, feeling like they're just a number, just a client, like they want a connection with you. And what wins them is feeling seen, feeling like you actually read what they sent you. And so that's like the emotional buyer. The second one, the analytical buyer that I talked about last week, this is Avery, my partner, to a T. Like, if I was like, I love this photographer, let's book them, he would be like, okay, why does it cost this much? What's included? Can you break this down? And they need logic before they can let themselves feel it. You need clarity, a breakdown, and the value explained. If you try to sell an analytical buyer on vibes only, you will lose them every single time. And the next one, the fast decision maker, this one is the one I'm most scared to lose. They're ready, they're motivated, they just need a quick response, a clear next step. If you're slow, they're already someone else's client, which is, I mean, there is like some fast decision makers where it's like they click, they want to do it right now, or they're just going to move on. And the last one is the validation buyer. They want you, but they need reassurance first. They're sending your work to their mom, the friends, the group chat. They need testimonials. They need proof. They need to see people who look like them in your portfolio. And social proof isn't just nice for this person, it's actually required. Like, they want to see how you've worked with other couples. And so that's like the validation buyer. And once you know like all these types of buyers, you'll be able to suss them out through the inquiry form, through the DMs, like through even the call. Like, you can figure out what they're talking about the most and be like, oh, okay, this is how I'm going to sell to them. And it's easier when you know this information.
Yeah. To your point about the buyer types, one thing that I've changed since learning all this stuff out is in my inquiry form, the last question, or like the last question on my contact form, it used to be just like, tell me about your day, but I changed it to, what does like your perfect wedding day feel like? And that response will tell you if they're analytical, if they're
the validation buyer, the emotional.
So that is a way where, because you could be like, okay, cool. Well, how do I find out what kind of buyer they are?
Yeah.
Have a question like in your contact form so that you automatically know.
Yes. Yeah. And it's really easy to suss out whether they're ready to book right now, whether they need more information about logistics and all of that stuff. Like you can tell on their inquiry form if you know these 4 buyer types, and then you're able to sell even through email before you even get on a call. And so, yeah, I just think it's really important to know the type of buyer. And you might have, I feel like in the wedding industry, we have a lot of more emotional buyers, but there's still going to be like analytical buyers, fast buyers, like there's still going to be other types of buyers. And so I just think it's really important to know who you're talking to and how to sell to them.
Yeah.
And what's important to them and what they value.
You can even kind of tell by like the way they write.
Yes.
Like if they're using a bunch of exclamation points or emojis.
Yeah.
Or if
even their
just like,
careers, you can tell by their careers too.
Or if they're just like, monotone, this is it, this is that.
Yes.
Like,
yeah. You know? They just want the information. Yeah, exactly. And you could definitely tell an emotional buyer. Yes. That one's easy to suss through.
So I kind of just wanted to say like what all of this kind of means for us, especially in the wedding industry. So number 1, make your pricing visible and easy to find before they even inquire. Just do it. Offer different ways to connect before a call is even an option, like Kim was saying. Respond quickly and through whatever channel the client initiated. So even the DMs, okay? Make the entire booking process something someone can move through on their phone, which I think is another aspect to think about because Gen Z is most likely just on their phone. So if you are sending them a complicated pricing guide that they have to download a PDF on their desktop, lost.
Yeah. It's too hard. You're blocking.
Yeah.
You're blocking it. And it seems like, oh my gosh, a PDF, that's so easy. Like, why would that like make it hard for them to book? Because it is. Like, it's just one of those pesky things you don't want to do. And if you don't make the process easy, they're just going to go to the next person.
Yeah.
And it's just that simple though. Like, you don't have to do the PDF because someone on the internet told you to do that. Like, you just have to make the process easy.
Yeah.
And I think that's just really important to know because it's like little things like that where you lose the client and you just never know, is it the pricing? Why did they ghost me? All of these things. And oh my gosh, everything we're talking about is like the experience and like you have to make it easy.
Yeah.
It can't be hurdle after hurdle after hurdle. Like if there's one hurdle, okay, they'll get over it. But if there's like multiple hurdles where it's just like, oh my gosh, what else do I have to do to book this person? Like they're just going to go to the next person, the next photographer. So yeah, just important to know all this.
And I think like it's important to like treat all of this information and this like these shifts that you have to do in your business as an opportunity to get a lot more clients rather than like an inconvenience to you.
Yes.
Because you have to change everything that you've been doing for years. Like it's not an inconvenience. This is an exciting opportunity to grow with the market as it changes.
And I think the photographers who are going to win moving forward are the ones that make it easier to book. Not the most talented necessarily, not even the most experienced. It's the ones where a client looks at their process and thinks, I understand this. I feel good about this. I can move forward easily. And honestly, every other industry has already figured this out. I was reading that. Oh my gosh, my dog. I was reading up on like software companies have figured this out years ago that 88% of buyers won't even get on a sales call without seeing the product. So they built demos, video walkthroughs, all the information is up front. The call is optional. And we're not ahead of anything here. We're just catching up to what people are doing these days. And the biggest thing I keep coming back to is that this isn't a problem. Like Gen Z isn't the problem. It's actually just like really clear feedback that we need to take into our business and just change a few things. Like you don't have to be hard-headed. Like don't be stubborn about changes in the industry or like how people are buying. Like things just change and you just have to go along with the change. And it's like, when social media first became a thing, I'm sure there was a lot of photographers that are like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to do that. they got left behind. And then they're mad at Gen Z photographers because they post one viral reel and now they have their books are like, closed because they've already booked 10 like weddings in 1 year and they're booking at like $10,000 and you're just like, "Oh my gosh, what the heck? Why?" Because they embrace social media, because they're changing with the times, they're changing their processes, they're doing all of these things to make sure they're not getting left behind, and we don't want you to get left behind.
Yes.
And we don't want to be left behind. That's why we're doing this entire episode. So yeah, you can either fight that or you can build your process around it, because the photographer who makes it easy to say yes are the ones who are going to stay booked. And the crazy part, most of this isn't even like a huge overhaul. It's like small shifts, it's a sequence, it's just making things clearer and easier for your clients and just meeting people where they already are.
Yeah.
It's really just that simple. Like, we do not have to make this stressful or hard or be like, "Oh my gosh, everything's changing." It's really simple.
Yeah.
It's really simple. And with all this information and knowledge that we have now, it's just kind of like, okay, what do we need to do about it?
Yeah.
And change some things up and do some trial and error on your inquiry and your contact forms and everything, and just try to understand who you're selling to now.
Yeah. Can I talk about one change that I'm implementing?
Yes. Oh my gosh, of course. Yes.
So something that I have like kept in my business since probably I started, because I heard, the gurus a long time ago say that this is what you have to do. And it works really well with selling to millennials or generations older, because they didn't have to go through the 10 touch point thing that Gen Z is. So after someone fills out my contact form and I'm sending them the first email, I've always just had everything in there. Like, where it was a one-stop shop. I was super upfront with all of my information, my process, everything. And that worked really well, like in the past. But
until it didn't.
Until it didn't. And now I'm realizing, after all this research that we've done, Gen Z really likes a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And because they already like know a bunch about you already, right? They're pretty warm, they're pretty hot. So they're looking to connect and to have a conversation. So instead of putting everything in one email, that's a really long email that they don't want to read, and it's also information overload, I am changing it to where each email only has one like call to action.
Okay, yes.
So like the first email that I'm going to send is, "Yes, I'm available. My pricing starts at this," and then just have my pricing guide. And then in my pricing guide, once I get to the end of that, that's when there's an option to get on a call, or instead of like sending them a scheduling link or when I'm available, or if they don't want to do that, they can fill out this form. Like, it was too much information
in one email. Okay.
And so what I did actually was I put all this research into Claude, and I put all of my workflow,
like your process,
all my emails and all my pricing guides and everything. And I said, okay, look through my process and how can I change it to accommodate all this information that we just got about Gen Z? And it told me, your first email is way too long. And like, it's
too much. Yeah.
And so I thought I was being like courteous to them, giving them the options.
Like, here's all the information you'll ever need. You won't have a single question.
Right. Which in the past, like, that is how
it worked. Yeah.
But it's just changing now. So now I'm excited to just have a conversation, even if it's in the DMs. Like, yes. I'm available for this date.
Yes.
Here's my pricing guide.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think.
Yeah. And then, you really have to meet people where they're at. Yeah. Regardless if they're Gen Z, millennial, whatever. Like, you just have to meet people where they're at. And I think that's super important, where it's like, okay, information overload. Because that also, like, with even just graphic design, like visually, when you have an email that is so long, you do not want to read that. You're like, what am I reading? The newspaper? Like, this is an article? Like, I'm not just visually looking at a lot of text. They're already over it. And it's the same thing when you're like, when you're going through someone's stories and it's like just like a giant paragraph, you're likely you're not going to read it. Like, you're just not going to read it unless it's like your best friend,
unless
or
it's
like
T, unless it's Alex or
like,
Cooper.
Yeah, exactly. And even then, you're just like, oh, I'll just wait for a clip, or like I'll just wait for like the summary, because people don't want to read all of that, and just visually having a lot of text just isn't good. And so just even like on the graphic design standpoint, like just visually seeing a lot of text just like kind of deters people, which is like the thing where I keep talking about, like, you have to make it easy for everyone. And one of those things is like, make the email easy to read. Like, if you have paragraphs and paragraphs of text and like information and FAQs and all this stuff, it's like they're already checked out. By the time they haven't even read the first, like, hey, whatever, like, they're just already like checked out. They're like, oh my God, this is already a lot of work. And you don't want it to feel that way. You want it to feel easy. And you don't have to put in all that effort anyways. Like, you just have to have like a connection, and then the pricing, and then that's it. Like, you don't have to do much else. Like, it doesn't all need to be in one email.
Well, I think it's important to only give them like one task at a time.
And well, because that makes it easy on your brain. Like, even for me, I'm just like, oh yeah, I don't want to read all that. And then if I have to like schedule a call, look at pricing guides, look at the FAQ, like, that's already too many steps. So just give them the step of looking at the pricing, and then they can like go through that and then end with like, oh yeah, maybe I do want to get on a call with them. And then you give them that option at the end of that. So yeah, no, that's great.
And I think like the reason why we all did that for so long is because we thought it was efficient, and we thought it would minimize the back and forth emailing. But then I asked myself the question, like, why is minimizing back and forth emailing important? And like, to me, it's not important. It just made our lives easier. So it's like, I feel like what's more important to these Gen Z clients is having a conversation. So
yeah, well, they want to feel a connection.
That's
what we've been talking about too, is they want to have a connection with the person that they're buying from, especially like a service like ours. So yeah, it's also interesting. It's crazy. And just like, we all need like a reminder, because it's like some of this stuff already kind of knew, but it's like, okay, how can we put this into practice? How can we do these things in our process? We could always make things better, tighter, like more amazing experience for everyone. So yeah, I'm glad we were able to talk about it, because it really is so interesting to like know these things, and then there's like research to back it up, and it's not just like, oh yeah, I want to do this just because. Or like, now if you hear people on the internet say that you have to do it a certain way, it's like, okay, but why? But why? Ask yourself that.
And it's like, this is our reality. No longer is it like, oh, in a few years things are going to change. It's already changed.
Yeah, exactly. So. You're already selling to the Gen Zs. So I hope you guys liked this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, 5 stars, all the things. Please. And leave us a comment. Join the Discord if you haven't already. It's up and running, and we'd love for you to get in there and chat about Gen Z with us.
Yes, please. Let us know what you're changing in your business.
Yeah, if you learned anything from this, let us know. But we will see you guys next week. Love ya. Bye.